In a world that often equates kindness with compliance, Sigma females are rewriting the script. Being too nice can hold you back, draining your energy and dimming your authenticity. Today we'll explore why true empowerment comes from setting boundaries, embracing your worth, and prioritizing self-respect over approval. Ready to unlock your boldest self? Stay with us, and don't forget to subscribe to the Sigma Sisterhood channel for more insights on living life on your terms. 1. Being overly kind no longer holds its value. The world often teaches that kindness is a currency. Smile more, agree often, and people will like you. But Sigma females have learned the hard truth. This currency depreciates quickly when it's given away too freely. Kindness, when offered without limits, can make others feel entitled to your energy and time, turning what should be a choice into a duty. Sigma females know that being genuine is far more valuable. They've discovered that excessive kindness often becomes a shield that others exploit. Think of it like lending someone the keys to your car, only to watch them joyride without a care for how it affects you. For them, the cost of being nice is too high. It's a loss of identity, autonomy, and sometimes even self-respect. Instead of trying to please everyone, Sigma females focus on earning honor, not approval. Honor comes from setting firm boundaries and standing up for what matters even if it means being misunderstood. When you stop chasing validation and start living authentically, people begin to respect you, not because you're agreeable, but because you're unshakable. It's not about being harsh, it's about knowing your worth and refusing to compromise it for the sake of keeping peace. This shift allows Sigma females to live freely and confidently. They embrace the idea that true strength isn't about how much you can endure for others, but how much you can stand firm for yourself. Zweites. Kindness is an outdated social tool. There was a time when being kind opened doors and fostered connections. But in today's fast-paced, often transactional world, kindness without discernment can feel more like a liability than an asset. Sigma females have recognized this and adjusted their approach accordingly. Why play the outdated role of the sweet, agreeable person when it rarely leads to genuine respect? Sigma females know that authenticity, not constant kindness, is the real key to meaningful connections. They've stopped contorting themselves to fit into molds that no longer serve them. What's revolutionary here is that they aren't unkind. They're intentional. Every interaction is rooted in honesty rather than obligation. This authenticity filters out people who only seek to take advantage and draws in those who genuinely respect them. In a world where superficial niceties abound, being real is a rare commodity. Sigma females thrive by embracing who they are, even if it ruffles feathers. After all, respect is far more valuable than being liked by everyone. 3. Being overly kind can undermine yourself. Being kind is often seen as a virtue, but Sigma females have realized that unchecked kindness can become self-sabotage. When you constantly prioritize others' needs over your own, you risk losing touch with your own desires, limits, and even identity. It's like pouring from an empty cup. You give so much that there's nothing left for yourself. Sigma females understand that true empowerment starts with self-awareness. Always being kind might keep the peace temporarily, but it creates an internal storm. Over time, it chips away at your confidence. You hesitate to speak up, fearing you'll come across as pushy or selfish. But here's the truth. Advocating for yourself isn't selfish, it's essential. This shift in mindset is liberating. Instead of playing the role of the nice girl who always says yes, Sigma females choose to be the woman who knows when to say no. They recognize that their needs are just as important as anyone else's. They no longer sacrifice their dreams or dignity just to avoid conflict or discomfort. Setting boundaries is their superpower. It signals to the world that they value themselves, and in turn, others begin to value them too. Boundaries are not walls to keep people out, but guidelines to show how you want to be treated. By establishing these limits, Sigma females protect their energy and focus on what truly matters. What's more, they've learned that being honest about their needs creates deeper, more authentic relationships. When you stop pretending everything is okay and start expressing your true feelings, the right people will stay, and the wrong ones will fall away. This clarity is empowering. Sigma females have moved beyond the need to be liked at all costs. They would rather be respected for who they truly are than loved for a version of themselves that doesn't exist. In doing so, they reclaim their power and cultivate a life that aligns with their values. Ultimately, they understand that kindness is a choice, not an obligation. They give it freely but wisely, ensuring that it never comes at the expense of their own well-being. This balance allows them to thrive, standing tall and unapologetically embracing their worth. Veer, kindness as a social disguise. Sigma females have come to understand a harsh reality. Society often encourages kindness, not as a genuine virtue, but as a tool for control. From a young age, women are taught to be sweet, accommodating, and agreeable, as if these traits define their worth. But beneath the surface, this expectation often serves to keep women in check, silent, compliant, and easy to manage. Sigma females are done playing by those rules. They see through the facade and recognize that what society calls kindness often demands sacrificing their own needs for the comfort of others. It's a form of emotional labor that keeps women stuck, constantly prioritizing others while neglecting their own desires and ambitions. Instead of conforming, Sigma females have chosen authenticity over pretense. They no longer feel the need to mask their true feelings with a polite smile or a soft yes when they mean no. They've realized that real strength lies in honesty, not in playing along to keep the peace. This isn't about being harsh or cold, it's about reclaiming their voice and living in alignment with their values. Breaking free from this social expectation has empowered Sigma females to set firm boundaries. They understand that being kind doesn't mean being submissive. In fact, they know that true kindness must start with kindness to themselves. By refusing to play the role society has scripted for them, they reclaim their autonomy and self-respect. Interestingly, this shift often unsettles those who have benefited from their compliance. But Sigma females aren't afraid of ruffling feathers. They recognize that the discomfort others feel is a reflection of their own unwillingness to adapt. Sigma females would rather be true to themselves than maintain false harmony. This commitment to authenticity not only protects their peace but also fosters deeper, more meaningful connections. When you stop performing for others and start living authentically, the right people are drawn to you. They respect your honesty and value your boundaries. Ultimately, Sigma females have redefined kindness on their own terms. It's no longer about pleasing others or conforming to societal expectations. It's about living boldly, embracing their truth, and refusing to sacrifice their well-being for the sake of appearances. 5. Respect must be earned, not given freely. For Sigma females, respect is not something that can be achieved by simply being nice. They've learned that true respect comes from setting boundaries, standing firm, and living authentically, not from being agreeable or easygoing. This hard-earned lesson has reshaped the way they approach relationships, both personal and professional. In a world that often equates kindness with weakness, Sigma females know better. They've experienced firsthand how people take advantage of those who prioritize being liked over being respected. But Sigma females refuse to play that game. They understand that respect, unlike approval, cannot be negotiated. It is earned through actions, integrity, and self-respect. Sigma females focus on honoring their own values rather than bending to fit into others' expectations. They're not afraid to walk away from situations or relationships that don't meet their standards. This willingness to stand alone, if necessary, is what sets them apart. They would rather be misunderstood than compromise their principles. What's more, Sigma females know that respect is a two-way street. They give it freely to those who earn it, but are quick to withdraw it from those who don't. They're not interested in shallow niceties or superficial connections. Instead, they seek relationships built on mutual admiration and genuine care. This mindset extends to all areas of their lives. At work, they demand fair treatment and recognition. In friendships, they prioritize authenticity and loyalty. In romantic relationships, they seek partners who respect their independence and share their values. By setting high standards, Sigma females command respect. They know that people treat you the way you allow them to, so they don't settle for less. They speak up when necessary, assert their boundaries, and hold others accountable. This bold approach may make some people uncomfortable, but Sigma females aren't concerned with pleasing everyone. Ultimately, they've learned that being respected is far more valuable than being liked. Respect fosters trust, equality, and true connection. By prioritizing self-respect, Sigma females create a life that reflects their worth and empowers them to thrive. 6. Being kind doesn't deter harmful people. One of the most valuable lessons Sigma females have learned is that kindness, no matter how genuine, won't protect you from harmful people. Society often promotes the idea that if you're nice enough, patient enough, or forgiving enough, others will treat you with respect. But Sigma females have seen through this illusion. They know that toxic people will exploit kindness, not reciprocate it. Harmful individuals, whether they're manipulative, narcissistic, or just plain selfish, thrive on exploiting those who prioritize harmony over self-preservation. They see kindness as an invitation, not a boundary. Sigma females, however, are done being targets. They understand that dealing with these people requires more than a gentle approach. It demands strength, strategy, and an unwavering commitment to self-protection. This isn't to say Sigma females have abandoned kindness altogether. Instead, they've become discerning about who deserves their compassion. They've learned to balance empathy with caution, understanding that not everyone operates from a place of good intentions. When faced with toxic behavior, they don't try to fix, reason, or accommodate. Instead, they set firm boundaries, limit contact, or walk away entirely. In the workplace, this might mean confronting a manipulative colleague or refusing to take on extra work that isn't theirs. In personal relationships, it could involve cutting ties with a friend who repeatedly takes advantage of their generosity. Sigma females no longer fear the fallout of standing up for themselves. They know their peace is worth more than anyone's approval. What's powerful about this shift is how it liberates Sigma females from the exhausting cycle of trying to please everyone. They've realized that their kindness should never come at the expense of their well-being. They reserve it for those who genuinely appreciate and reciprocate it. Interestingly, this change often surprises those around them. People who were used to the nice girl persona may struggle to adapt. But Sigma females don't let that deter them. They understand that protecting themselves isn't selfish, it's essential. By embracing this mindset, they not only shield themselves from harm, but also inspire others to do the same. In the end, Sigma females know that kindness, when given freely and indiscriminately, can become a liability. But when paired with discernment and boundaries, it transforms into a powerful tool for building authentic, supportive relationships. They choose to wield kindness wisely, ensuring it serves their highest good rather than leaving them vulnerable. 7. It's about saving time. Time is the most valuable resource Sigma females have, and they refuse to waste it. One of their defining traits is a deep understanding of how precious time truly is. They know that every moment spent in pointless conversations, toxic relationships, or unproductive endeavors is a moment they'll never get back. As a result, they've mastered the art of intentional living, focusing only on what truly matters. Sigma females prioritize efficiency in everything they do. They've learned to streamline their lives by eliminating distractions and cutting out anything that doesn't align with their goals. This might mean saying no more often, limiting social media usage, or avoiding gossip and drama. They understand that being busy isn't the same as being productive, and they refuse to fall into the trap of mindless hustle. In relationships, this mindset translates to deep but selective connections. Sigma females aren't interested in surface-level interactions or obligatory social events. They invest their time in people who uplift and inspire them. If a friendship or partnership isn't mutually fulfilling, they don't hesitate to walk away. They know that quality always trumps quantity. This approach extends to their personal goals and passions. Sigma females are intentional about their pursuits, focusing on what brings them joy and fulfillment. Whether it's advancing their careers, exploring creative hobbies, or cultivating a peaceful home life, they pour their energy into what truly matters. They avoid wasting time on societal expectations or external validation. Interestingly, this focus on time management often gives Sigma females a reputation for being aloof or distant, but in reality, they're simply committed to living life on their own terms. They understand that their time is theirs to control, and they refuse to let anyone dictate how they spend it. What's empowering about this mindset is how it fosters a sense of freedom. By choosing to be intentional with their time, Sigma females create space for what truly nourishes their souls. They experience less stress, more clarity, and a deeper sense of purpose. Ultimately, Sigma females know that time is finite, and they're determined to make the most of it. By living intentionally and focusing on what truly matters, they create a life of fulfillment and meaning, one moment at a time. 8. Not everything deserves a reaction. Sigma females have mastered the art of silence and self-control. One of their most powerful realizations is that not everything in life deserves a reaction. This mindset isn't about apathy or indifference, it's about strategic detachment. They understand that reacting to every slight insult or challenge is exhausting and counterproductive. Instead, they choose their battles wisely. This approach stems from a deep sense of self-awareness. Sigma females recognize that their energy is finite, and wasting it on petty arguments or unnecessary drama only drains them. They refuse to be pulled into situations that don't serve their growth or peace of mind. This doesn't mean they let people walk all over them. Instead, they assert their boundaries calmly and decisively, without the need for emotional outbursts. For example, in a workplace setting, they might encounter a colleague who constantly tries to provoke them. Rather than engaging in a war of words, Sigma females stay composed, letting their professionalism speak louder than any argument. They know that staying calm under pressure often disarms their adversaries, leaving them with no fuel to continue the conflict. In personal relationships, this principle is equally powerful. Sigma females understand that not every disagreement needs to be hashed out. They've learned to discern between issues that genuinely require resolution and those that are best left alone. This selective engagement fosters healthier, more balanced interactions. What's fascinating is how this restraint often surprises people. In a world where instant reactions are the norm, Sigma females stand out for their measured responses. Their silence is not weakness, but a sign of strength and maturity. They know that sometimes saying nothing is the loudest statement they can make. This mindset also extends to social media and digital interactions. While many people feel compelled to comment on every post or engage in online debates, Sigma females resist the urge. They understand that not every opinion needs to be shared, and not every comment warrants a reply. They prioritize their mental health over digital validation. Ultimately, Sigma females' ability to remain composed and discerning in their reactions empowers them to maintain control over their lives. By choosing not to react impulsively, they protect their peace, conserve their energy, and navigate life with grace and wisdom. 9. Respect isn't given freely, it's earned. Respect is a core value for Sigma females, but they don't believe it should be handed out indiscriminately. They've learned that genuine respect must be earned through actions, integrity, and consistency. This belief shapes how they interact with others and how they expect to be treated in return. Sigma females understand that respect is a two-way street. They give it willingly to those who demonstrate honesty, kindness, and reliability. However, they also hold others accountable when those standards aren't met. They refuse to tolerate disrespect, even from people in positions of authority. Whether it's a demanding boss, a dismissive partner, or a toxic friend, Sigma females set clear boundaries and demand fair treatment. This mindset often surprises people who are used to taking respect for granted. Sigma females don't automatically defer to others based on titles or social status. They judge people by their character and actions, not their external labels. This discerning approach allows them to build relationships based on mutual admiration and trust. In their own lives, Sigma females strive to embody the qualities they seek in others. They know that earning respect requires more than just words. It demands consistency and authenticity. They hold themselves accountable, follow through on their commitments, and treat others with fairness. This integrity earns them admiration and loyalty from those around them. What's empowering about this approach is how it fosters a sense of self-worth. Sigma females know that they deserve respect, and they're not afraid to demand it. This confidence often inspires others to do the same. By standing firm in their values, Sigma females create a ripple effect, encouraging others to set higher standards in their own lives. Ultimately, Sigma females' belief in earned respect reflects their commitment to authenticity and integrity. They know that true respect can't be bought or demanded. It must be cultivated through meaningful actions. By living this truth, they foster deeper, more fulfilling connections and lead by example.